Miss Nikki in the house.
So we know what we're good at. We know we're not good at. We spend all of our time.
My family know I've been married for 10 years.
I had changed my life so much in such a short
I've been doing that for 18 to 19 years.
I'm one of those people who I think, I grew up
serving the majority, as far as I can remember, as a kid.
Hey everyone! Yes, I am Chandra, and
allow themselves to be free. Sometimes I do coaching and other things like that, but
dance was my life. Dance is what I knew. Dance is what I breathed.
I lost a lot of time with my daughter in that first year.
It was an amazing job for actors.
All right, so I'm so excited because I have my Ses Boom Ba bestie. I don't know, I remember it was in a movie or something like that. But anyway, I wanted to introduce an amazing guest. And as I said, my bestie from way back in the day when we were young. We're not a kid anymore. Some days we say, okay. I don't think that shows. Wait a minute. How do I get the, you're gonna have to do that again.
Really?
How do we get the video, the video to show both of us when we're talking?
Sometimes it does it without you knowing, but I forgot how to set it up. Sometimes it just does it. But I don't know if you have it like that.
Well, that sucks. I would like to see, I want to see that. Well, do it for us again while the camera's on you. Do your little dance again. Come on. You got to talk, though, because I got to stop talking. Let me shut up. Hold on. Go. Oh, sugar honey icy. Okay, for those of you who are listening, sorry, you don't get the chance to see the visual, but I'm having a little fun here with today's guest. I'm so excited to introduce you to B. Araba Wilson. Thank you for coming to the Commit to Change podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yay, so exciting. So let me just give you a little background about Miss Araba, the Fantastica. Yeah. And that's it on my rhyming. And then we're just gonna get right into the interview. All right, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Miss B. Araba Wilson. She is a native of Ghana, West Africa, and has been living in the United States for over 3 decades. Her literary works are influenced by her experiences as well as from those around her. Her literary works are heartbreaking, beautiful, hopeful, and funny. Her writing is very relatable and shows the flaws that all human beings have. If you haven't figured out already, she's a writer. What? All right. B. Araba taps into the struggles of life from people of a low-income class to the upper class, non-educated to educated, as well as various races and cultures. We all want love, success, and wealth, but life is not always that easy. We all have struggles in life. No one is perfect or better than the other. I think it is hard as individuals to realize that we all make mistakes and we should not judge our neighbors for their downfalls, but rather we should concentrate on bettering ourselves and uplifting each other. I said that in a soft voice because that was supposed to be my Araba voice. That was a quote from her. Yeah. Okay. B. Araba is completing more literary work in the form of poetry, novels, stage plays, and screenplays, such as her debut poetry book, Worry Me Not, a Book of Poems, which the link will be added to the description under the video, as well as under or in the description of the podcast itself. So make sure you get your copy today. She can be found on her blog, Araba Writes Too. That's all one word. as well as other social media platforms. Araba is also an actress. She's a photographer. She's a visual artist, a singer, and a songwriter in the tri-state area. And now people are going to know her all over the world. Yes. So be on the lookout for more to come. Welcome, 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 Araba.
Thank you.
Yeah. So please tell us a little bit more about you. I mean, I just gave like a snippet, but let us know a little bit more about who you are.
Well, currently I am full-time a child welfare worker, but of course, as you read, I do all things creative, all things in the arts. That's just where my heart is. That's where my passions are. I love working with children. I've been doing that since I was 15. And yeah, I'm just want to spread art and love and peace all over the world.
So those of us who are watching, if you look behind you, I see some things that looks kind of like kid-like behind you. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening behind you?
Well, I also started working as a VIP kid teacher. So yeah, just the kid thing, I'm always either teaching, doing art, doing something with children all the time. So.
Okay, so what is that? Tell our listeners what exactly is VIP Kid.
Well, basically VIP Kid, they have a few other programs that do the same thing, but VIP Kid teaches English to Chinese students, usually ages like 5 to about 12. And they're over in China, and you do it online. So you teach them phonics, grammar, different words and etc., pronouns, and that's basically it.
Awesome.
Teaching English.
So yes, an excellent side hustle to make it to your end goal a lot quicker. So that's always nice. So thank you for sharing with us. So let's move right in. My first question to you is, what inspired you basically to commit your life to change? Like, what made you decide to make your writing public? Because I've known you for a little long time. And sometimes, people, when they do their artistry, they keep it to themselves or locally. What made you decide, you know what, I want to put this out there, and I hope that I can affect people around me in a positive way?
Okay, well, I've been writing for a long time. I've been writing since elementary school. I got into the love of storytelling and the love of poetry. And even at some point was like writing rap songs and things like that. And of course, songwriting, which to me is like poetry to music. And then I took it seriously, and I realized I had a good amount of work. Unfortunately, one of my first writings got misplaced. And I kind of got discouraged, and then I said, you know what, you still have to do this, just continue writing. So I continued writing, formulated into some type of a booklet, and I had plans years ago to publish it. But back in the day, at that time, it cost a lot of money to publish and have it, you have to have it printed out, and that costs money, and I just didn't have those thousands of dollars. So that kind of just sat to the side. Fast forward to a few years later, I'm just looking for different side hustles and just different things that I could do pertaining to what I love to do rather than a 9-to-5 situation. And I realized that I could do print on demand. And I said, you know what, you need to really get your stuff published. It's already copywritten. What are you waiting for? So I started working on that at the end of last year, and then there you have it. So I've published 2 books so far.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So, what was your biggest obstacle since you made this decision, and how did you overcome it?
Probably because when it comes to poetry, sometimes some of them can be a little bit personal or what have you. So it's a little bit tough to kind of put yourself out there. You might feel like you're going to be judged, or people might not understand where you're coming from with your words and your poetry. So I think that was the biggest thing. But I said, listen, this is your artwork. You want to share it. You're creative. Why would you keep it in? God gave that to you, right? So why would you just keep it in, keep it to yourself? Share with the world. Whoever's going to judge is going to judge. People are going to judge you anyway. It doesn't matter whether you're doing something good, bad, indifferent. someone's always going to judge you. So just do you, like, don't let anybody stop you or feel like because you're going to be judged, you shouldn't go out there and do things. So.
Right. So who would you say was your biggest supporter through all this?
My biggest supporter, of course, my hubby, my daughter, Barry's friends, just like pushing me to, you know, like we always talk about it. We don't want to do the 9 to 5. Like that's just not who we are. And we know we have talents and crafts and gifts, and we just kind of, you know, motivate each other to just keep on going. A lot of times life sometimes can get in the way of certain things that you're going through, and it'll stop you from doing what you really want to do, what you really love. And you just got to kind of keep on going with that. So just having those people around continue to motivate you and cheer you on is a big help. And of course, you got to do it for yourself as well.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Go, Araba. Go, Araba. So how would you feel, you know, because when it comes to the arts, a lot of time artists do it as either a release or expression, and sometimes not even to get a reaction for others. It's really maybe for themselves. But in your case, you know, I've experienced seeing you doing a lot of things in the community itself, and wanting to affect those around you. How would you say that you are adding value to your community?
I mean, especially with the writing, you just showed that people also go through what you go through. And in being brave and sharing with that, people get to read it, people get to experience it, and they could be like, oh, I'm not the only one going through this type of situation. And sometimes you help people that you don't even know that you're helping. And I've had people post stuff like, you know, just keep on sharing your work because you're encouraging me to be a writer or encouraging me to be artistic or what have you. So that right there is great. Like that, you're right. That's not initially why I started writing. It was a form of therapy. It was a form of just, you know, like you said, expression, but just seeing that it touches people, or just the fact that I'm doing something that I love, period, whether somebody's interested in something else, and that's a sense of motivation for somebody is great. So.
Good. Yeah. You motivate me. I know that when I see your posts. So, what tips or advice would you give someone who is sitting on the fence of the field of their dreams?
Don't be scared. Just go for it. Don't worry about being judged. Don't worry about things being perfect. I know a lot of times people will just be like, okay, well, it's not exactly how I want it, or oh, I want to add something else. And then as you like look at it, years and years go by, or months and months, and it's like, oh, if I had just done it, it would have been done. Just do it. Nothing's like perfect, but just share that. Don't sit on it. Never sit on any gifts that God gives you.
Absolutely, because you might smush it. All right. What did you say? I'm sorry.
You don't want to do that.
Exactly. All right. Lightning round time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, here we go. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. What initially held you back from making your commitment to change?
Fear of being judged.
What is the best advice you've ever received?
Be yourself.
Share a personal habit that contributes to your success.
I do a lot of note taking, like I do a lot of to-do lists, so that way I don't forget, number one. Number two, I can see my progress and see that I'm actually achieving, you know, my goals and getting closer to what I want to achieve. So write lists.
Okay. What book would you recommend to the Commit to Change audience, and why?
There's lots of books. There's lots of books that I've read to completion. There's some that I've just dabbled in. But I want to say one that's a good one would be Eat, Pray, Love. And the reason being just because I like how she was exploring how to find herself and once again, not being fearful. Like a lot of times we stay in that fear, and she eventually learned how to not be that and live life to the fullest. So Eat, Pray, Love.
Okay. And if you found out that you had 1 hour left to live and you were given the opportunity to share one final message, what would it be?
One final message. Make sure that you love yourself fully and that you're always your authentic self and you don't try to be anyone else but you.
All right. Congratulations. You made it through the lightning round. So now I actually want to chit chat about the things that you said. You said the best advice you ever received was to be yourself. And then you kind of brought that around at the final question with being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
So believe it or not, being yourself,
Mm-hmm.
I feel, this is my opinion, is one of the hardest things to do when it comes to creating content for social media. So I don't know if you feel this way. So my first question is, do you feel the same way? Do you find that you feel a similar way? And if so, how do you tackle being authentic in an inauthentic world?
Okay, so that's a very good question. Yes, at times I do, because it's just so hard. You're so bombarded on social media with all that, those like images and messages and etc. But for me, I find it difficult to try to be something else that I'm not. It's just harder. I feel like it's more work. And I feel like anybody who is doing that, it is more work. You have to put work into that to be that. So I'd rather just work on bettering myself. So it's not that you're just staying at a certain plateau, like you're improving, but just the way you would do it. Like, so if somebody, let's say for instance, is singing and they sing a certain way, that doesn't mean that I can't do singing videos, but I'm not going to sing it like them. I'm going to do it my way. You understand what I'm saying? So that type of thing, just trying to find your own niche personally, because I think people resonate towards that, and they can, after a while, they can see that you're being fake, like you're not really being yourself. And I think people gravitate more to somebody who's real versus not.
Right. Exactly. Eventually. Right.
Eventually.
Well, believe it or not, it's finished. Like, this went by so fast. I mean, I hate it. Oh my God, it's over. So, you know what? Please tell our audience where they can find out more about you and what you're doing.
Okay, so first off, you can go on my YouTube page, b.araba, that's b.araba. You can find me on social media under baraba.art, baraba_art. Also my photography page, baraba_photo. My writing page, Araba Writes Too, and it has all my artwork and my work, and of course my blog as well, like as you mentioned. So that's where I am, and I'm just open to working with other artists, working with museum galleries and etc. Other writers, like minds and etc. So definitely reach out.
Yeah. So let me just sneak another question in there. Araba, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Ooh. Hopefully more published books, and be able to be doing speeches and things like that, touring with the books and spreading some more information through that, some more of my artwork, paintings in galleries, doing more photography as well, and traveling doing photography, and hopefully not at my 9 to 5.
Okay, y'all. All right, so that's a wrap. Thank you so much, Miss Araba, for being our VIP guest on the C2C podcast. And thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in. We hope you feel inspired to keep moving forward towards your goals and stick with or make a commitment to change your life. Please make sure to check out the links provided by our guests and share today's podcast and information with anyone you feel may benefit from it. And remember, in order to get to the top of the steps, you have to take the first step. Just don't step on anyone in the way. Just don't step on anyone on the way up, because you just might trip. This is Miss Nikki. Till next time.